Hello, everybody. This is Rachna, and I'm here with the Trail of the Green Blazer for you. Well, children, this is a very interesting story, and it is written by a very famous and well known writer called as R.K. Narayan Swami. Well, his full name is Rasipuram Krishna Swami Iyer Narayana Swami. So, children, I'm sure if you ask your parents about a TV serial called as the Malgudi Days, they'll be able to tell you that how much they enjoyed watching it on DD National. So, children, R.K. Narayan Swami, commonly known as R.K. Narayan, who was born in Madras Presidency, which is today's Chennai. He died on 31st May 2001 in Chennai. His spouse is Rajan Narayana, and there are many awards that he won, out of which some are the Filmfare Awards for Best Story, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. He was educated at Maharaja's College, University of Mysore from 1926 to 1930, and he died in, of course, like I said, 31st May 2001 in Chennai, which was earlier called as Madras. So, well, children, he was an Indian writer known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi, and he was a leading author of early Indian literature in English, and his contemporaries being Mulak Raj Anand and Raja Rao. So, well, children, this particular story, it starts, or let's say the setting of this particular story is a marketplace, and actually we'd say that there was a fair going on, and in this particular market, it was full of life. There were people, moving around here and there in beautiful, colorful turbans and clothes, and there was a lot of, confusion and a mass of people around. But there was one green blazer which stood out very different, and people were looking, different in the sense that everyone had turbans around, whereas there was this particular man who was just wearing a green blazer. And our character, or let's say Mr. Raju, he could not help but keep an eye on this particular green blazer. He was actually a pickpocket, and he was, always very on a high alert with policemen around him. So our character, our beautiful character, Mr. Raju, he was wearing a huge turban, and because of his turban, it acted as a very good guise for his face, because one could hardly make out, how he looked like. The people could not really, would not have been able to make out who this person was if he removed his turban. So now what he did was that he hid himself, or let's say he settled himself behind stalks of bananas, which were, cast a little away from the road, on the roadside. And he had a very professional lookout for his catch. He was not one who could have easily given away, which makes us aware that he knew his work and he was a thorough professional. Well, now what he really does is, like, a stalk of bananas is supposed to be the stems of the banana, not the real banana, the fruit. Okay, so, well, he was actually hiding behind that, and he was keeping an eye on our green blazer, and he was walking behind him with perfect distance. He wouldn't come too close, or he wouldn't be too far away to have lost sight of him. Well, our Raju, he didn't really believe in picking pockets for fountain pens and watches because he knew that, behind every municipal office, they wouldn't even offer for annas for the fountain pen or the watches, no matter how expensive the watch was. So what he had learned was not to go in for that, but to actually go in for exactly the thing called as a wallet to pick on the money. So well, what happened was that Raju, he jumped down the banana stack and he followed the green blazer, and keeping himself just 3 steps behind, which was a very, very well calculated distance. And he knew by practice that the distance should not be too much or too less. So, well, after some minutes of following, Raju, he saw that the green blazer, he had stopped to examine some rush mats and stuff, and well, he actually even stopped by a coconut vendor, and he started sipping on the coconut. And after some time, he saw the green blazer handing over the coconut back, and the vendor, he scooped out the kernel out of the coconut. And looking at all this thing, Raju too was craving for the coconut. But then obviously he knew that if he's going to wait and sip on the coconut as well and have the delicious kernel out of it, he would have lost all track of the green blazer, because by then he knew that this green blazer, he had quite a bit of money, because when he took out the money, or let's say the wallet, to give some money to the vendor, he saw that how thick the wallet was, and he knew that he had enough money and it would be a good catch for him. Well, so what next was there for him? Our green blazer, he carried on, and he went across and found that he went near a balloon vendor, and now this green blazer, he was showing that how mean he was, because earlier Raju noticed him haggling over the price for the coconut, and now he was bargaining over the balloon's price. But then, and he kept saying that it would be a good thing if you give it to me, because I have to give it to a motherless boy, and I promised it to him. So you see that he demonstrated his meanness. Well, and while all this was going on, after some minutes, that is Raju, he put his hands inside the green blazer and took out his wallet from his pocket. So here Raju, he quickly moves away, and he just moves away from the two of them talking, and he goes to a solitude place, and he starts going through the contents of the wallet, where he finds that he had the purse, it contained 10 rupees in cash and 20 in currency notes and a few annas in nickel. So Raju, he tucked all the annas in his loin cloth, and he says that it would be a great idea to actually give it to the beggars. Now Raju, he actually feels bad when he sees the balloon inside the wallet, and he feels really bad because if he remembers that the green blazer had said that he has to give it to a motherless boy. And here Raju, he becomes a little sentimental, and when he becomes sentimental, he decides that he wants to go and give it back to the green blazer. So what he really does is he actually takes the currency notes and everything and he puts it in his turban so that it is not really noticed, and he looks like just another villager. And taking the wallet with the balloon in it, he plans to go and keep it back in the green blazer's pocket. Now, what really happens is that when Raju he goes back in search of the man, he finds him standing in a crowd listening to a Bible lecture. So while Raju he sees him, like I said, he saw him standing and listening to a Bible lecture. So he quickly goes and he puts his hand inside his pocket to put the wallet back. But instead, this time he was caught. The green blazer caught him, and without another thought, he starts yelling that he's a thief, he's a thief. And he shot his arm out, on his cheek. It hit him on his cheek, which almost blinded Raju. Now Raju, he kept protesting that he was trying to put the wallet back in the pocket, but nobody listens to him, and he was declared guilty. The mayor could do nothing about it because Raju, he was finally sent to jail. So Raju, he was sent to jail, and his wife goes there to see him, and she says that according to her, Raju had brought a lot of shame on them, and she weeps bitterly. To which Raju, he keeps saying with a feeling of anger that he had he was only trying to put the wallet back in the pocket. So after serving 18 months in prison, he goes back to the open world. And when he goes back to the open world, he went back with a lesson that if ever he picks up something again, he will make sure that he doesn't go back to return it. Well, for now, he believed that God had gifted the likes of him with only one way, which is skillfulness. And those skillfulness were his fingers, and they were not meant to put anything back in place but to pick up. With this, we come to the end of this story. I hope you all liked it. Well, that will be all. Thank you so very much. Take very, very good care of yourself. Drink lots of water and do enough breathing exercises. Bye-bye. Take care.